Okay, here we are. We're going to talk about observations today. And just to make sure everybody's got what you need in your science notebook, you should have cut out making observations, and you've got your magnifying glass, and that's what we're going to talk about today is observations, because that is probably one of the most important skills that scientists do, and they do it all the time. Um, Make sure that you have recorded on page one, and I haven't numbered my pages yet, but that should be in your table of contents. Okay, I did that on the 18th. Making observations, page one. So let's talk about making observations. There's four things that an observation can be. Okay, and the first thing that an observation can be is number one. I'm going to put four of them, 3 and 4. So just right inside of my glass, I put 1, 2, 3, 4. The first thing that an observation can be is it can be scientific. So when we talk about scientific observations, you learned those in kindergarten. You had a kindergarten teacher, and she taught you your five senses, and you had a unit. And you talked about your sense of sight, your sense of taste, your sense of smell, your sense of touch, and your sense of hearing. And that was great fun in kindergarten. And you did all kinds of activities around your five senses. And now that we're older, we look back at the kindergartners and we're like, wow, why can't we do those fun, easy things anymore? Well, your kindergarten teacher was laying the foundation for science, because those are scientific observations. So anything that has to do with your five senses, we consider that scientific. So for example, I have a banana here, okay? And we're going to use this today to make some observations. So scientifically, my banana, it doesn't make a sound. So there is no sound. But I can feel the banana, okay? And you can't say, ooh, this feels gross, or I like the way this feels good. Those are opinion words. Opinions cannot be in science. So we have to think, how do we describe this in detail? Ms. Jackson would love that description. So you might say it's mushy, squishy, and those fun words. When you look at it, and we're going to use it for something else, a specific, but you might comment on the color. It's yellow. You might comment on the shape. It's oblong. It has a brown stem. It's kind of stringy. If you look real close, and if you have a hand lens, you can really look at it. You might see that it has some ridges on this. It has some brown spots on it. So we're looking at it. Now, if you open it, you could taste it. You can't say it's delicious, because not everybody thinks a banana is delicious. You might say it has a sweet taste, but you can't say it tastes like a banana, because if somebody out there has never tasted a banana before, they are not going to know what that means. It tastes like a banana. So you have to get more specific with your scientific observations. It tastes sweet, might be a descriptive word for how it tastes. So we noticed it doesn't have a sound. Oh, it could have a smell. You can't say it has a banana smell. So smells are kind of hard. So in science, what we say is it has an aroma. So if you had a glass of water and you smelled it, you wouldn't smell anything. So you would say it's odorless. But this banana, it does have an odor to it. So you could say it has an aroma or it has an odor. But to say it smells like a banana, if you've never smelled a banana, you don't know what that smells like. So those are what we call scientific observations, the ones we use with our five senses that you learned in kindergarten. The next one is specific, a specific observation. This is yellow. That is specific, okay? And so now I've written specific. So you have scientific written down and you have specific written down. Okay? The next one you're going to put is measured. So I have got measuring tape, and I am going to measure my banana from the tip. So I'm measuring this from the tip to the end. And when I measure my banana, it is exactly 10.5 inches long. Now, that is what we call the customary unit. And us Americans are the only ones that use customary inches. So in science, we have to flip it over and we have to use the metric system. So the metric system is your meters, your centimeters, your decimeters. That's the metric system, and that is an international measurement across the world. So scientists in Poland, scientists in Germany, scientists in Japan, scientists in America, scientists in Chile, they all understand the metric system. They may not know what an inch is in Brazil, but they do know what a centimeter is. So I'm going to measure this in centimeters. We always use metric. And so when I measure this in centimeters, it is 27 centimeters long. Okay, remember that because I'm going to need that in a second. So I have scientific, specific, and measured. The last one is a new word, and this is called quantitative. Quantitative means that it is numbers, sort of like your measurement. When you deal in numbers, you cannot argue. So like Miss Florida, she teaches you math. She deals in numbers. You cannot argue with Mrs. Florida. So when I told you this was 27 centimeters long, you might say, no, it is not, Miss Merriman. You can't argue with me because I can get this banana out and I can measure it again and I can prove to you with quantitative information that yes, my banana is exactly 27 centimeters long. End of argument. So that is why scientists love quantitative observations, because nobody can argue. And wouldn't that be a wonderful world if nobody argued? So here we go. Here's your 4. Quantitative is probably a word you've never used before. That's a big science word. So I'm going to, for you auditory, let me spell it for you. It's Quantitative. So now if you want to look at it, right there it is. Quantitative. Measured was our third one, specific was our second one, and scientific was our first one. Okay? Now, we're finished with this page. Almost. Later today, you need to add color to this. We do not color over the words, so you cannot color in this space. You cannot color in this space. You can color this space, and you can color around. But you need to add color. Why? Am I in kindergarten? No. But scientifically, scientists have proven that when you add color to things, it stays in your long-term memory longer. And also, it makes you hang out on this page a little bit longer. So you will be coloring in your notebook this year. Okay, so now let's practice observation. I'm going to turn my page to page 2, and we're going to practice with this banana. Okay, so page 2. Now, what you can do is you can go to your kitchen, and you can pull out things that maybe you want to observe in your kitchen. Maybe you have a tomato in your kitchen. Maybe you have a red pepper in your kitchen. Maybe you have a bunch of dried onions in your kitchen. Whatever you have in your kitchen, you can go and you can pull that out to use to make some observations. So I'm going to do my banana observation. I'm going to number it 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Scientific, specific, measured, and quantitative. I measured it. It was 27 centimeters long. Okay? If you put a number, it cannot be naked. If it's naked, that means you did not add your unit. So we always add units to our numbers. No naked numbers in 4th grade. That goes for me and for Miss Florida. So 27 centimeters long. Quantitative. You cannot argue with me that this is one banana, okay? If I had 3 of them, it might be a bunch, okay? 3 bananas. But today, for my observation, I'm dealing with 1 banana. So I'm going to write down 1 banana. Specific, I'm going to say that it is yellow. And scientific, I'm going to say it has an odor. Has an odor. Or you may like the word aroma. Okay? So I have listed all of those. Has an odor or aroma, is yellow, 27 centimeters long, 1 banana. Now, scientists also like to observe and they like to draw this. So I'm going to draw my banana. I have to make my stem kind of stringy. I've got to draw my banana. You do know that monkeys, you have to pay very close attention to detail when you draw your banana too. Because I have a little spot here. I've got some spots here. I've got several spots here, a spot here. I have a line or a ridge. I have another ridge that goes down this way. You know how we eat a banana like this? You know that monkeys, they use that for their handle and they peel the banana this way? It's pretty smart, right? I'll show you how Mr. Merriman peels a banana in just a second. But I've drawn my banana. I paid real close attention to detail. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to color my banana. If I had a hand lens, I'd probably look at that banana a little bit closer too. So, just for fun, if I can do it. Here's how Mr. Merriman, he does his bananas. He holds it like this, and that's how he peels his banana. And then, I don't know, if you're in your kitchen, and if you have a little snack, you can eat your banana. I would say this is delicious. But can we say opinions in science? No, you can't give me your opinion. Can I tell you it tastes like a banana? No, because if you've never eaten a banana, you wouldn't know what that tastes like. It has a sweet taste. It's not sour. It's not bitter. It's not spicy. It's just sweet. It's how I would say a banana tastes. Oh, look. Here comes my daughter right now. Molly Kate, come here. We'll ask her. She's a senior in high school. Very smart. Molly Kate, how would you say a banana tastes?
It tastes good and it's sweet. Oh, not
She
the word good.
can't say good, but you can say...
It's sweet and yummy.
She can't say yummy. She can say sweet. Sweet scientific. Thanks, Molly Kate. She's never taken my class in science. Molly Kate, you want a banana?
Sure.
Okay, she still can't give me her opinion. All right, so that's your banana observation. That is on page 2. So now I have to turn to my table of contents, and I have to record that. Today is the 20th, and this is my banana observation, and that is on page 2. Okay? Now, you have one more activity to do, and that is called the observation sort, and this is going to be on page 3, okay? And you have got this page that I sent you, making observation sort. You need to cut these out, and you've got to make 2 columns in your notebook. And what I did was I just folded my page right down the center. So I just folded it like that, drew my line, and now I'm ready to sort these. There's scientific and there's unscientific. or non-scientific, whichever word you want to put, okay? So my first one is this one right here. The average length of the leaves on the tree is 5 centimeters. Can I argue that with you? No, because you have measured it. It's measured. Remember, that was one of the things. So I would take my glue and I would glue it to this side, okay? So you are going to cut all of these little squares out and ask yourself, is it scientific? Is it measured? Is it specific? Is it quantitative? If it is any of those, it goes on the scientific side. If it's not, it is unscientific, and it goes on this side, okay? That is all we're doing in our notebook. Yes, you need to add that to your table of contents. Page 3, that would be called my observation sort. And then I also have sent the color lab to you. So you can, this weekend or today, see, I added that into my table of contents, get with an adult, and you need to fill out the lab sheet, and I sent you the directions on how to do the color lab. And so that page, your lab sheet, on Tuesday, we will meet back with your lab sheet, and I will tell you things to make sure that you have on that lab sheet before you turn it into me, since that's your first lab, because we have to pay close attention to detail, and then we'll talk about how you write a reflection about your science labs. Okay, lots of things to do today. If you got any questions, I will see you the last 20 minutes of class, and you can ask me those. All right. Happy science. Bye.